Alrighty, good morning. We are here and live at Soccer Zone in Portage. Let's play soccer. If you are tuned in, my name is Maya Pasillas, and I am with you for today's game as you see Zoo City FC face off against the New Jersey Angels. An exciting one, an early one at that. We are on the MLS network. We are excited to be here. If you're just waking up, if you're just here on time, well, I congratulate you. It was even hard for me this morning to get here on time, but I am excited to watch some indoor soccer. And this is the first time we're seeing this matchup. Zoo City FC just played yesterday and dropped the game against Summit City, who will be playing later today around 1 p.m. against New Jersey Angels. Yeah, they dropped the game. You know, it was an unfortunate loss as Zoo City FC still looks for that win. But overall, I mean, I talked to head coach Mike Rayburn, and he mentioned to me that, you know, he liked everything that he's seen. He liked defensive plays. He liked the offensive buildup. It's just that final finishing third. How can they finish in the back of the net? And, you know, in his words exactly is everybody wants to be a goal scorer until it gets to the point that you want to score that goal. And, you know, it can get a little nerve-wracking for players, so it's kind of just breaking out of those nerves and breaking into the game. You're looking at a similar lineup from last night. I mean, you got your regular starters, really. Only difference is going to be Saleha Baker, goalkeeper number 3 for Zoo City FC, starting at the goal. Yesterday, Jordan Hartman, who was starting for Zoo City FC, just had a nasty twist in the leg, and so she's going to go ahead and step out for the remainder of the games until she kind of gets a final decision on how everything's going to turn out for her in that sense. But we are almost ready. We're just going to wait and go ahead and wait for all the teams and officials to ready up here. I do want to look a little bit into kind of what the season's looking at. As I said, Zoo City still looking for their first win. They're sitting at, I believe it's now 5-0 on the season. And then New Jersey is actually 3-1. And I believe they had their lone win against Fort Wayne, which, again, is the team that Zoo City FC is having a little bit of trouble with. Natalia Lima, the front runner of that team, really, really strong, really, just an aggressive player. I mean, everybody gives her props, just someone that they often they play the through ball to Natalia Lima, and then boom, goal in the back of the net. Yesterday they did a pretty good job of kind of locking up that play card, but either way, Summit City was able to come out on top. And we're just about ready here, as we're actually going to get probably a perfect start time, which is pretty rare. We're going to wait for both teams to kind of ready up on the line here. I don't know if you looked outside your window yet, especially if you're in the Michigan area, Kalamazoo area. The snow, I mean, that was pretty random for me. I feel like the weather this week has been pretty nice, and then boom, some snow. I'm not mad at it, though. As a Los Angeles native, I'm okay with the snow. I love it, actually. I walked outside, and it kind of was a little bit refreshing to see, especially with an early game start time. Either way, though, we're glad you're here this morning, as we're just about ready to set it off here. Both teams should be kind of gathering up at the field soon enough. Pretty similar. I talked to Tanner White, another broadcaster who has broadcasted for the Angels, and he also said that it was a pretty similar starting lineup here. Kind of, you see their regulars like Jackie Bruno and Sarah Martin, Say Oaxaca also, Ashley Batista. So a couple different people there on their lineup. That it's going to be pretty well here. Just about ready. I think both teams are just getting used to. We're running a little bit of a different setup here, so teams are a little bit confused as to the starting here, but they're just going to go ahead and get to their starting positions, get ready to go ahead and kick it off. It's going to be number 12, I believe, Jess Johnson. And you can kind of, at the middle of the field right now, talking with the officials, is the captain for the New Jersey Angels. Strong player in her standings as well. Yep, and just about ready here as Emma Boland for Zoo City FC. Looks like she's went to the captain huddle with the officials for Zoo City. In terms of some stats, I mean, both teams are looking pretty similar. All right, not the best of startings for both sides. Except the difference is that the Angels do have the one win. You got a negative 18 goal differential for the Angels and a negative 19 for Zoo City FC. Just looking for their first win, as I was saying. Both teams averaging about 4 goals a game. And it's going to be Jessica Kennedy, another captain for the Zoo City side, to kick it off here. And there's the starting whistle as we get it kicked off here. Bolin behind the ball. It's going to pass it back to Brenna Musser. And let me tell you, Brenna Musser had a game yesterday. Again, not the type of loss. Again, they were looking for that win, but Brenna Musser's so aggressive behind the ball, so look out for her to set up any type of playing attacks. A lot of the times, they'll pass it back to Musser, and then she'll kind of lead from there. She also likes those one-on-ones pretty nicely, as Baker attempts to kind of send it forward. I think it was intended for for Maurer, and then it hit the netting, so that's going to be a defensive clearance. They're going to put it at the line. Oaxaca now behind the ball. And I thought it was going to be Oaxaca to take it, but it's not going to be. As Johnson lets it fly just over the Let's Play logo. I think Baker had a nice read on it, but either way, a little bit dangerous as they fight in the corner. Now building up the line. Trying to get some help from Maritza Miranda. Bolin tries to clear, and then they're just not out of the weeds yet. Shot off again. So starting off real early here. Building, shot on the floor and score in the opening seconds of this match. Or that quickly, don't blink because they'll do it twice. And just take a look at the replay. Really nice, built towards the middle, and then you're gonna get a shot off low, and that's exactly what you wanna see. Whenever you want to get a shot off that low, you want to kind of build around, get the keeper to move around and open up some space in that goal. Exactly the type of goal you want scored here this early. Musser now building, gets it, or tries to get it to Maurer, but that was broken up. Bolin sends it forward, connects with Miranda. Miranda tries to get it across. I think the cross was intended for Maurer, but got to the feet of Kennedy. Now the Angels building down the midfield. Pushing forward, but that's just a little bit too long for Bruno. Jackie Bruno, number 5 for the Angels. Baker, clearance off the line, sends it all the way forward and gets to the keeper, Jackie Nassy. Now on the floor. And that's something that you'll see pretty common for these Angels. They like to work that midfield. You'll see it pretty often. They hold possessions pretty nicely, and they look to build some confidence through that midfield section. As you see a little bit of building here, and the net was empty. Another goal behind. Just a beautiful shot as you look at the replay there. So that's already 2 on the board. Way different than Zoo City FC was probably expecting for this one to start off. Hurtado kicks it off from the middle now. And now they know who to be wary of from this Angel side. Musser facing a little bit of pressure. Has to find a way out of it. Has 2 on her. Sends it cross field, intended for Hurtado. But the positioning was just a little bit off. Musser trying to get behind the ball. And then a nice clearance there off the line. So they know they got to be wary of Jackie Bruno. Really, really nice play there by her. Number 5. In the light blue jerseys. I got to say I'm a fan of it. Bolin to kick it off the line here. She goes short to Miranda. Miranda trying to find somebody. Tries to connect with Musser, and still no luck there, as I thought Musser may have gotten some type of cross there, but no one waiting on the opposite end. Looking for Zoo City FC to apply a little bit of more pressure, try to break up these passes as Bolin gets in between that pass. Miranda now behind the ball. Tries to connect with Musser. Unable to. Hurtado applying the pressure. And now you can see they're really playing that man-to-man defense right now as the Angels start driving. Shot! And just wide there as Baker comes out with a save. So as you can see here, I mean, the Angels are not shy to let the shot off. Scary moment as Baker has to get it again. This is not the type of defense you were seeing yesterday from Sioux City FC. It is an early morning game start, so maybe need a second to kind of settle into the game here as Van Valkenburg that was. Hurtado with a backheel pass intended for Morgan Hadaway, and she was the kind of hero yesterday night. Morgan Hadaway had 2 goals on the night and was just playing phenomenally well. Van Valkenburg applying the pressure, breaking up some passes, able to turn well here now. The Angels building towards an attack. Oaxaca behind the ball. Oaxaca trying to find a pathway. A nice turn there by Bruno, and nothing comes out of it. Morgan Hadaway building down the flank, shot, and that was saved nicely by Nassi. Bill all the way forward. Oaxaca going one-on-one with Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg bodying. That was something you don't see too often. Van Valkenburg using the body, using the strength. Van Valkenburg down to the midfield, intended for Bruns. The pressure applied by the Angels right now is hard here as the shot is let off and just high and wide. That was Sarah Martin behind the ball for the Angels that let that shot go, and it was just high. It was a drop ball restart.
Yeah, it doesn't have to hit the ground.
Van Valkenburg connects with Hadaway, and Hadaway tried to slip it behind herself. You also see Piper Winnemar on the field, number 20 for Sioux City FC. Nikki Page chasing down the path, and that gets broken up nicely by Nassi. So a couple building efforts here. Sioux City FC slowly settling into this one. Again, not the start they were looking for. It was a nice service intended for Bruns, but the header was just a little bit late. Good movement again in the midfield. Bruno behind the ball. Now setting up something from the back row. And Bruno again trying to turn, and that one gets stripped away with the help of Van Valkenburg. Morgan Hadaway comes up with a nice stop. Bruns behind the ball, has some options, dumps it off to Page. Page to Hadaway, and scooped up safely into the hands of Jackie Nassi. Beautiful way to get out of danger there as their defensive nature starts to shine a little bit here. New Jersey Angels finding some light as Bruno gets behind the ball. Shot off, and that was going to be a little bit wide either way, but Baker had eyes on the ball the whole time. Hadaway applying the pressure, nothing yet. Shot off, saved by Baker, and just look at the length that she can get to. Still dangerous right now. A good takeaway by Van Valkenburg. And stripped again once more. So clipped a little bit too much there, and they're going to get the whistle call in favor of the New Jersey Angels. I believe it was Oaxaca that was clipped a little bit in the back heel, maybe a little bit of a shove. Either way, set piece, and that gets blocked off the body of Morgan Hadaway. Nassi sends it to the midfield. You got Nadia Anzaldúa. Gets in between the legs of Bolin there. You gotta almost smile on how much fun the New Jersey Angels are having as the shot gets off again. And in the back of the net, exactly where she needed it to be. I believe that was Bruno able just to get the ricochet. I mean, just a beautiful replay at that as well. So, Only a couple minutes into the first quarter, and let me tell you, it's been interesting. You got 3-0, and now a nice broke-up pass here. Shot off, Baker's on the floor, net empty, and Baker's able to reset her positioning. Page off the chest, loses it. Pompanino sends it forward, shot off again, and they're just letting all types of shot go off. They're having no shame in just letting it fly here. They're pulling all types of triggers, and it's working out in their favor. Anzaldúa, back heel pass, then Hadaway to Page. Page to Anzaldúa. Anzaldúa on the floor, intended for Hadaway. Didn't work out just yet. Hadaway on the floor, gets caught up in the weeds, and cleared all the way over to Baker. So it's not lack of getting there. Sioux City FC has found a couple of chances by the net, still unable to get the shot off. Baker facing some pressure, fancy footwork to get out of it. Boland. And you can tell this New Jersey team is playing a little bit more of an aggressive pressure style. Baker has to let it fly. Skims the top of the net, and it's going to be a defensive clearance. Unfortunate there, as you were hoping to see Sioux City to get a clearance, kind of catch their breath, but now it's going to be restarted on their half. Shot off, and just safely high and wide. Dangerous moments for Sioux City FC as they try to just close out the first quarter. Bruno behind the ball, reconnects. Wide. Bruno still getting in the middle of it, trying to find something to make it work. Shot off again. A nice body block. And you can see that was a little bit painful. Driving was Morgan Hadaway, and that gets broken up nicely by Pompanino. The passes, the fluidity, the creativity, the New Jersey Angels are playing nicely here, as that one's wide.
No, it's fine. They're just running.
Connection with Musser. Musser always trying to look for that one-on-one. Tries to feed. That doesn't work out just yet. Now building in the opposite direction. Batista behind the ball.
As aware as they can from this position.
Give it back to the captain there, Jess Johnson. Van Valkenburg doing a nice job to break that up. Jessica Kennedy back on the field as well, as she goes one-on-one here, able to get out of it. She has 2 on her. Tries to keep the ball on her, but that takes a little bit of a nasty fall there. Emma Boland building in the opposite way. Fancy footwork to get the turn. Van Valkenburg. Musser. Now looking who she can kind of feed off to. Shot off, and just a little bit high. Jessica Kennedy was there in case that one got loose from Nassie, but Nassie able to hold on to it. So some back and forth, but really it's been New Jersey Angels able to stay with it. Kennedy, and just takes the wrong shot there. So out of danger is the New Jersey Angels. Oaxaca was behind the ball. Musser applying pressure, and you can see what the pressure does just a little bit, helping out Sioux City FC. Maurer to Musser. Musser shot off, and just wide and high there. So now Sioux City FC starts to pull that trigger a little bit themselves, getting a little bit less shy, letting the shot off. And Valkenburg was applying the pressure, helping out Baker. Johnson has to feed it back. Bruno able to turn. Nice sliding tackle. Bruno, and wide.
1 minute.
Maurer to Musser. Musser trying to feed Maurer. Has an option to Kennedy. Goes Kennedy. Kennedy shot off and saved by Nassie. Still loose around the danger zone. Musser able to regain control. Feeds Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg to Maurer. And Maurer just gets it back the opposite way. Gets to the feet of Baker in just under 30 seconds now in the first quarter. On the floor and dangerous. In the back of the net. That's exactly what Sioux City FC needed before finishing out the first quarter. Jessica Kennedy able to get the fancy ricochet into the back. As Jessica Kennedy just gets the type of deflection she needed. And in case it didn't get the right deflection, Maurer was also there to send it into the back of the net. And now, trying to get one more. I mean, Jessica Kennedy putting her body on the line for that one. Van Valkenburg now to Musser. They just got to get a shot off. Maurer.
3, 2, 1,
and
0.
There's the whistle for the first quarter, and everybody catch your breath just a little bit. Take a breath, take a second. I mean, that was just a lot there. Really, really nice to watch as Sioux City kind of warms up. I told you, once they get into it just a little bit, you got a goal on the scoreboard. You got some time to watch here. Either way, I mean, don't go anywhere. We still got the second, third, and fourth quarter. We'll be right back.
In Barca camp, I sing my song Grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca camp.
Barca camp, I sing my song Grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca camp.
And just like that, we are back for the second quarter here down at Let's Play Soccer down here in Portage, Michigan. Take a look at the scoreboard. 3-1. New Jersey Angels making their mark here in Michigan as Sioux City FC tries to get right back into this one. Started off quickly here after the whistle. A nice switch in sides as Sioux City FC has to now attack in the opposite direction. Gets to the feet of Baker, but not too safely. A bunch of traffic. Jessica Kennedy, look to see her throwing herself everywhere. She puts everything out on the line for this game. Now running in the opposite way. Still some time here. And that's that midfield work you tend to see with this Angels team. I've mentioned it a couple times. Good footwork from Bolin to get out of that mess there. Baker sends it forward. Intended for Kennedy, but that gets broken up pretty quickly. Boland building. Tries to get it to Van Valkenburg, but doesn't work out. A nice turn spin move. And now a little bit of danger here as it's still not out of the clearance area. Martin behind the ball. That's the shot and wide. So Martin continues to be the aggressor here. Feeds it forward to the captain. Jess Johnson behind the ball. Just getting around all the types of players. Utilizing the wall a little bit here. Resetting. Johnson. Still nothing. And now building in the opposite direction is Jessica Kennedy alone here, one-on-one, trying to use the footwork. That's the shot off, and a clearance off the line, trying to see, and that one's good. As Jessica Kennedy gets another one into the game, just take a look at that replay.
I think so. Came from the defender.
There you go. Sioux City FC making their marks now early into the second quarter as Jessica Kennedy gets her second one. Not sure if it'll be Jessica Kennedy or Van Valkenburg that was close by the net there to get credited for that goal, but either way, Sioux City FC welcoming any type of goal at this point.
I've got my eyes up. Yeah, that's fine.
A full body slam by Maurer to get that out of Baker's way. Building down the line. Musser splits two. Is late to the final one. Maurer tries to get it off and just scooped up by Nassie. Some back and forth here, and that one gets into the net. Gonna be Sioux City FC ball.
Super structure, yeah.
That's nice to see, especially when they're just trying to get a little bit more possession points here. So back and forth here as Pompanino's behind the ball, gets stripped away by Musser. Musser connects with Bruns. Bruns uses a wall, but the Angels doing a good job to break that up. Baker comes out of goal to get the clearance, gets it to Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg to the midfield. To Piper Winnemar. Winnemar with some space. Gets it off the wall. Some squabble in the corner. Trying to find a pathway here as Nassie's able to scoop it up cleanly by her near post. So still working in that midfield. New Jersey Angels a little bit shaken up by the goals of Jessica Kennedy. Baker clears, but into the netting on the top, so that's going to be a defensive clearance. So just take a look at the score sheet, though. Jessica Kennedy getting that shot off, right, getting a goal, and then Jackie Bruno again, and Jackie Bruno a third time. I mean, if you got to be wary of anyone, sure is going to be her. Shot off! And that was just powerful by the captain, Jess Johnson. Bronze,
Nope.
off the header. Hurtado behind the ball. Hurtado somehow sends it over. Tries to feed Bronze. It was Cora Henke. Maritza Miranda trying to get back in time. Able to help out Baker. Either way, Baker had a nice read on it. You can see she's pumped up by that. A little bit dangerous there, but Baker able to get it to Henke. Henke to Winnemar. Winnemar building. A nice, almost could have been a cross, could have been a shot attempt there, but Winnemar with a nice idea. Shot off! And just wide as Nancy gets her hands on that one. Miranda off the wall. Hurtado trying to get up in there. Some more back and forth in that corner. Winnemar doing her job. Piper Winnemar, one of the youngest on the team, showing off her capabilities. Henke getting some pressure by Batista. Bruns with a nice feed to Hurtado. Hurtado trying to turn around one. And Nasty's able to get the clearance here.
Keeper.
Batista again. And Baker still had her eyes on it the whole time. She's pumped up and ready. Still in this one, Sioux City FC tries to get the equalizer. Bruns again. Tries to feed Winnemar. And now the Angels are turning. Martin feeds forward to Bruno, and that's in the back of the net. And you just stop Bruno at this port. I mean, shot after shot, scored. I'm at a loss of words. Really, Jackie Bruno just doing her job today. Just beautiful goal if you took a look at that replay there. Amazing, amazing work from her. They continue to feed her, and it continues to work out. Sioux City FC is going to have to find an answer. They're going to have to shut off that pathway as a hard fall into the wall. Marita Miranda trying to help defensively. The Angels maintain possession. Bruno with the ball. Feeds it. Tries to connect there to Dana Young. Some work in the corner. And still the Angels keep it in Sioux City's half. Oaxaca gets met up by the force that is Diane Hurtado. Van Valkenburg feeds forward, lets the shot off into the hands of Nancy. And Bruns was there just in case it got out of that. A whistle's blown.
Again, the same page here. Which one is
And now some conversation between the officials. As just taking a second here, player down was Oaxaca. Say Oaxaca making her way off the field with some help from a trainer and a friend.
I'm good just going to keeper because he stopped with both of us.
It was just a little bit of a tackle there, so just waiting for a restart of game. But the scoreboard kind of looks familiar. 4-2 here as Sioux City FC is falling down 2 goals. It was looking pretty for a second as the scoreboard looked 3-2, and then Bruno just got behind the ball again. And again, she gets in the back of the net. Ball gets to Baker. Baker clears to Hurtado. A nice turn by Hurtado. Has pressure from Bruno. Miranda is there in case she needs some help. Hurtado still with the ball, able to safely get out of the trouble of that corner. Bruns now trying to figure out what to do. Feeds Bolin. Bolin of Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg takes a couple of taps before getting it to Miranda. Miranda's quick to try to get it back over. Chasing it downfield is one-on-one as Baker's able to kind of slide down there and get the ball. I was going to say it was chased down by Gabrielle McKenzie, number 6 there for the Angels. Hurtado tries to get it down off her chest, but it got a little bit wild. McKenzie gets it over. Bruno behind the ball, dangerous here. Lets the shot off and saved by Baker. Still not out of danger as Van Valkenburg attempts the clearance. Falls to the feet here of Dana Young, and Dana Young sends it to the other way. Intending to get an assist off the wall to Bruno, and that's going to be a defensive clearance. So restart at the line there. Couple of options behind the ball. Looks like it's going to be Pompanino. Shot off the top, and then there's the ricochet to get it back in there. It was Gabrielle McKenzie to send it in the back of the net. there's a nice replay here. And it's just on the top of the box, right? And then McKenzie's there to pick up the ricochet. I mean, that's exactly what you want to do, exactly what you want to be doing. You want to be at the right spot, and Gabrielle McKenzie showing off her work right there. Either way, as the score looks, it's 5-2. Kalamazoo still falling 3 goals short here as they opt to have a timeout. Again, Mike Rayburn had some words for me before the game. He told me what he was expecting from this team. He told me that he was liking certain things and stuff like that. And yet still here, having some trouble, as if you look at your screen, you're looking at a live feed at the USA-Canada hockey game at the Olympics. I believe there was a shot scored or saved here. Either way, so a lot of things happening in sports. You got a lot to keep your eye on, so we're happy that you're here on the MLS network as I try to get my words out. I mean, I could take you through the scoring, but all I could tell you right now to sum it up is Bruno. I mean, there's nothing more that I can say but that, but she gets behind the ball, she lets the shot off. Even the last goal scored before the timeout, it was just beautiful to watch. And it was going to be McKenzie with that 5th goal, but the 4 before that, just look at the captain, Johnson, who's been helping out Bruno to get behind that ball. So Zoo City FC looking like they're about ready to get out of the timeout here as they exit the huddle.
Care about bracelets. Is that big sweatband? But that's up to you. I'm number 20.
And just waiting for a reset here. So I wonder a little bit, curious, maybe I'll get to talk to head coach Mike Rayburn and see what he talked to Zoo City about during that huddle. I'm curious to see what improvements he needs to see from this side, as the Angels don't let up off the gas. Hinkie gets it to Baker. Baker sends it forward to Hadaway. Somehow it gets to Anzaldua. Hadaway there to clean it up. Hinkie sends it forward, intended for Emily Vargas. Vargas with some help from Hadaway, and let me tell you, Hadaway and Vargas paired up together. They were like a dream team yesterday, just building and attacking. Not everything was finding the back of the net if you look at the score, but either way, building in the opposite direction now. Some dangerous moments. Shot, save by Baker. Able to kind of get a knee save on that one. And still dangerous here as McKenzie tries to get there. There's going to be a foul call in favor of Zoo City FC.
Number 6.
Wasn't exactly a 50-50 ball, but Gabrielle McKenzie goes 100% into that one. Baker goes short to Cora Hinkie. Hinkie now tries to connect with Hadaway. Gets it stripped away now. Still some work being had on this flank side. Almost had a connection with Emily Vargas and gets into the hands of Nassie. Connection with Bruno. Hinkie was faced with some pressure. Hadaway finds the midfield, but so does Bruno. Campanino gets it back to Nassie. Building down that flank. Vargas applies the pressure, and Nassie's still able to get out of there. Hinkie now tries to connect with Vargas, but Nass is there to scoop it out of the air. Powerful, powerful throw to McKenzie. McKenzie connects to the back line. So Pompanino really setting up that back line for the New Jersey Angels. You can see as she gains possession here, gets to the Nassie. Sent all the way forward. Intended for McKenzie. Hadaway gets into that one. Comes out with the ball. Hadaway building down that flank. Gets it over to Piper Winnemar. Winnemar down the line again, and this time broken up by McKenzie. Slowing it down, gets it to Bruno. I mean, can you really call it slowing it down when it gets to the feet of Bruno, though? Pompanino gets it back to Nassi. Nassi goes the opposite direction. Jessica Kennedy lurking in the water. Has been the lone goal scorer here in this one. She's applying all types of pressure, trying to get in between the passes here. Nass sends it down the middle, but Nadia Anzaldúa was there. Hinkie now turns, connects with Kennedy. Kennedy gets there, has a couple of options. Nadia Anzaldúa save at the goal. Nassi coming out of the save there. It was a perfectly drawn up play from Kennedy to Nadia Anzaldúa, and yet Nassi able to come out with a save on that one. Shot, save again. And that's just how the storybook continues to be read. Nassi coming out with some saves, and Bruno coming out with some shots and goals. Anzaldúa with one on her back. Dangerous moments as Bruno starts to get there. Kennedy with two. Takes a second. Gets the shot. And then coming out with another save was Nassi as she went one-on-one with Emily Vargas. Healthy to see Sioux City get into those type of situations, though. Boland holding the ball. Gets it to Piper Winnemar. Piper Winnemar lets it fly, and that one's way high. Under a minute here. Bruno behind the ball. Pompanino sends it back. Trying to find some safety in Nassi. Nassi sends it to McKenzie. McKenzie lets it go. Baker comes out for the ball. Has 4 seconds to let it go. Off the wall is Maurer. Maurer gets it over to Boland. Van Valkenburg now with the ball. Has Musser in the midfield. Opts to go back. Only has about 10 seconds left into this quarter. Boland losing some footing. Baker pushes it forward to Van Valkenburg.
And 0-0.
And there is the whistle for the first half. First and second quarter wrap-up. I mean, that was just a lot to take in. You had Sioux City come back into that second quarter, and then just give up a couple more goals. And really, it was all Jackie Bruno is how I sum it up for the first half here as the New Jersey Angels utilize that goal scorer, Jackie Bruno, number 5 for the New Jersey Angels, scoring, I believe, 4 times today already. And then you got Jessica Kennedy on the opposite side of the ball, able to score 1 and to herself as well. So, I mean, a lot to watch and a lot to kind of debrief about. I'm going to talk to Mike Rayburn after the halftime and come back with you with some news. But until then, we'll see you right after the break.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
In Barsacam, I sing my song grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca Camp.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I sing my song Grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca Camp.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Alrighty, and just like that, we are back for the second half of this. Just an interesting game. I mean, I don't have a lot of words. As you take a look at the scoreboard, it's 5-2. New Jersey Angels making their mark here at Let's Play down here in Portage, Michigan. Zoo City FC sitting with 2 goals from Jessica Kennedy. And that's just about sums it up. I mean, I talked at the half with Mike Rayburn, head coach for Zoo City FC. I asked him, all right, like, what's going on here? What's missing? What needs to happen? And he mentioned the same thing in the beginning of the game. They just need to score the goal. The building is fine. The defensive work is there, but they just need to pull the trigger. So it's just something like that it's hurting the Zoo City side, and it's just how do they get these players to stop being scared to just pull that trigger? So a question that they're still trying to answer, and we're hoping, at least they're hoping, that they answer that question here in the second half. You got the third and fourth quarter to go. So a lot of time here for them to get right back into this one. Again, 2-5 is a lot prettier of a score than yesterday's score. So they still got some time. They're averaging just under 4 goals a game. So if they fall in suit with that, they should be able to get at least 2 more here. And then they're just going to have to kind of kick it into extra gear to get that 5th equalizer and maybe a 6th. And if you're asking, all right, what sums it up for this New Jersey Angels side? Jackie Bruno, number 5. I mean, has 4 on the morning. I was going to say on the night, but good morning to everybody who's tuning in. 10:51 a.m. here. But, yeah, I mean, it's been Jackie Bruno. I mean, so nice. Tactical, is just letting the shot fly. Has a lot of power behind her foot. They continue to feed her, and she continues to get in the back of the net.
I'm good.
And it's not out of lack of trying from the keeper, Baker. And just with that whistle, we're going to go ahead and get it started here as Musser tries to feed Jessica Kennedy early. Pompanino feeds back. Maurer caught up in all the struggle, and somehow, Nassie's able to scoop it up and try to feed it forward. Van Valkenburg.
It's good.
Pompanino breaks up the pass intended for Jessica Kennedy. Sent forward here in the opposite direction. It's Martin. Martin lets the shot off, but blocked with the feet of Boland. You can hear it in the bench. Reset. And that's something that they've been doing pretty nicely here as Sioux City FC is able to break up those couple of passes. Maria Maurer able to kind of get up in there.
She does.
She does.
I just couldn't tell.
Nice job there by Jessica Kennedy, and then a foul is going to be called as she just gets clipped on the heels. Emma Bolin sends it back to Baker. Baker quick to give it back to Bolin. Bolin to Jessica Kennedy. Jessica Kennedy trying to get the turn. Nothing yet. Good work defensively by the Angels right now as Maurer attempts to chase it down. Nice work here. DeFeedy was able to get out of danger, get it to Pompanino. Pompanino to the midfield. Martin gives it over. Pompanino once more. Gets it to Nassi. Sends it forward. Trying to find some type of middle ground here. They found Jess Johnson. Johnson now. Broken up. Musser behind the ball. Expect her to go with that 1v2. Might feed it back to Jessica Kennedy. Kennedy doesn't take the shot that she needs to. As Bolin tried to get back into it, but again, just didn't get the touch that she needed to get on the ball. So some work in the corner here as Sioux City FC tries to come out with an opportunity. It felt like one there from Maria Maurer, but now you get a corner whistle call. Looks like possession's gonna stay with the Angels.
5.
So it was Maria Maurer who's gonna get called on that play. As Sioux City FC stays hungry for another goal. Van Valkenburg makes sure it gets safely to the hands of Baker. Baker gets it to Maurer. Maurer kind of gets it into some space, and you kind of wish there was someone lurking in that area. As Bowling gets it out of the air. Cleared all the way backwards, but not past Van Valkenburg. As Kennedy's able to stay with control. Gets it to Boland. Boland with some options. Gets back to Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg refeeds Boland. Boland tries to connect with Maurer. And now Maurer faces a little bit of pressure by number 16, DeFeedy. DeFeedy kind of has a little bit of a maybe service opportunity, but no one was there to finish off that attack. Maurer building forward. Tries to connect with Van Valkenburg. In the back of the net. Yes, it is. It was first for Van Valkenburg. And then Maria Maurer was there. And just take a look at that replay. You see Van Valkenburg get it in the danger zone. And then it was actually Musser, number 6, for Sioux City FC to make sure in that one, just put it away safely. Get in that back of that net. Exactly what Sioux City FC needed to do coming out of the half as Hurtado steps onto the field. Kalamazoo sitting 3 goals to the 5 of the New Jersey Angels. Piper Winnemar gives it back to Baker. Baker skims the top of the net. Unfortunate there for Baker as she tries to set up a play, but skims the top of the net. And so it's going to be Jess Johnson.
Center. Middle line, middle.
Sets it up at the middle line here. Johnson with some options. Goes to, I believe that's Bruno. Bruno back to Pompanino. Some work as Maritza Miranda applies the pressure. Hurtado helps out. Still trying to find somewhere to attack.
That's because it's
Through the feet of Hurtado and then got caught up in the rubble. And they called a foul against Martin, number 9. Oh, and a little announcement here, some good news, and if you don't want to get spoiled, I'd suggest you kind of make sure you're not listening here, but for that gold medal match of Team USA versus Canada, Team USA comes out with the win in that one. So happy to report some good news here as Henke gets it to the midfield, and Winnemar gets it back to Henke. Henke sends it over to Maritza Miranda. Maritza Miranda with some room and gets scooped up by Nassi. Turning, trying to attack this Batista. Batista one-on-one with Bruns. And a nice save by Baker. Winnemar sends it in the opposite direction, giving Zoo City some time to reset. Hurtado applies the pressure, gets dangerous for a second. Miranda has one on her. This time lets the shot off and just high. Bruns working in that corner. Gets it to Winnemar. Winnemar to Henke. Henke gets it to Bruns, and Bruns with a nice foot tap over to Winnemar. Bruns again. This time loses the one-on-one battle to Bruno. Bruno one-on-one. Lets the shot off and save. Second save. Showing off the work at the goal. It's Alea Ty Baker with 2 saves. So a setup in the corner here. And Baker covered her near post. Hurtado one-on-one. Still feeding forward. Holds up the gas pedal a little bit. Shot off and high. It was a nice idea there by Hurtado, as she was only one-on-one with Pompanino. Again, shot into the net, and that's going to be possession back to the New Jersey Angels. And you might notice, like, every time I pause and there's a play happening, it's just because it just looks like it's something amazing's about to happen. A goal is about to go in the back of the net, something like that, and then somehow the New Jersey Angels find a way to break it up, and it blows my mind every time. Henke trying to go backwards, saved by Baker. She's quick to get back on her line, protecting that near post area, as Bruno has Page on her back. Shot off and save again by Baker. Oh my God. Baker just putting her body on the line, and that one's high. That probably would have been the best looking idea, as Batista was waiting at the top of the key, and still the shot was just high. Hadaway sends it forward to Anzaldúa. Anzaldúa beats Bruno, but gets it stripped away. Morgan Hadaway regains. Hadaway, Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg being told to let it fly, and she does. Nassi's there, right into the hands of Nassi. Hadaway applying all types of pressure. Dangerous, just wide. Anzaldúa tries to leave it off to Hadaway. Van Valkenburg applies pressure. Nassi somehow clears it with Page on her back. Batista driving. Baker's there, protecting her goal as per usual. Anzaldúa with some work as Nikki Page loses it on the flank.
49.
And they're going to call the foul on Page. A little bit too much on the challenge. And Nassi gets it down the middle. Trying to connect with Bruno. They somehow do. Some back and forth. Pompanino. Pompanino beats 2. Gets past Morgan and Anzaldúa. Finds the middle here with Martin. And that's high. It is going to call the deflection here, so it's going to stay possession with the New Jersey Angels. Connection with Bruno. Bruno on the floor. And scooped up nicely by Baker. That throw was intended for Paige, but got caught up in the players here as Baker still finding a pathway to success. Gets it to Boland, I believe. Boland tries to connect with Paige. Hadaway now with the ball. Sliding tackle attempt. Hadaway maintains possession. Anzaldúa can get a shot off if she wants to. Waits a little bit too long and loses possession here as Bruno comes up with the ball. Driving, still driving. Anzaldúa recovering, and that shot is wide. Shot off again, and that one's into the net. They're going to call the deflection once more. Excuse me. I rescind that earlier statement. They're going to give it to Baker. Couple of touches back and forth. Gets to the feet of Boland.
I heard it.
Boland to Paige. And a good job to kind of see who's around her. Re gets it to Boland. Boland tries to get a shot off. Blocked by Bruno.
If they're already falling back, like there's no need.
Building down the sideline, trying to go for the middle. Batista faces Baker, and Baker answers the call. Some work in that corner, and there's the whistle in favor of Zoo City FC. The scoreboard looks the same, 5-3. Baker again. Brenna Musser trying to make something happen. Gets it to Jessica Kennedy. Nasty comes out, scoops it up, resends the attack forward. Nice footwork to try to get it over to Bruno. Work in the corner again. And another whistle call is going to give possession to the New Jersey Angels.
Number. Chris, a number.
So still waiting here.
I don't think so. Was that a card? Was that a card? Yeah. Okay. We can't see anything from us.
And I believe it's actually going to be a blue card on Brenna Musser. So she's going to have to take a seat. And now New Jersey Angels have a power play as they set up one player. Baker with a save. Van Valkenburg sends it the opposite way. Just trying to see the final minute off. Don't want to give up anything here. Just over a minute left in the third quarter. Pompanino passes it off. Shot off and high. Some nice footwork and defending here by Zoo City FC as they play a player down. Pompanino again. Shot is blocked on the floor by Boland. And clear to the opposite end. Nasty's going to try to set up something. Shot off and high, but Pompanino showing off the foot. And scooped up into the hands of Baker. Baker sends it all the way times forward. Pompanino again, wary of the time on the clock. Give it to Jess Johnson. Johnson! Shot wide. 4 seconds left. They just got to hold on here. And the clock is going to stop with 2 seconds left. Most likely you're going to see either a one-touch go at goal, but Pompanino's behind the ball. I'm saying it's going to be Baker here. Shot into the goal and saved by Baker. It was a foot save in the final second of the third quarter. Nice work there by Saleha Ty Baker at goal. for Zoo City FC comes out with a couple of saves into the third quarter. Exactly what you want to see if you're this Zoo City team. They're being a little less shy behind the ball, getting some more shots off, and especially they're going for quality over quantity. The shots that they are letting off are really looking nice and getting close to the back of the net. Either way, we'll be back just after this break for the fourth quarter, so don't go anywhere because it's just going to get crazier.
In Barca Camp, I sing my song Grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca Camp.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
In Barca Camp, I sing my song Grown on and off of the field. Don't miss the time to register.
Sign up now for Barca Camp.
Alrighty, we are back for the fourth and final quarter in this Zoo City FC game against the New Jersey Angels. I remind you that there's a game at around 1 o'clock for the New Jersey Angels, but this is the last one for Zoo City FC. They played last night in a loss against Summit City from Fort Wayne, and that is who the New Jersey Angels are going to be facing off later today. Some work to be done here for Zoo City FC. They sit down 2 goals. And they just got to get 2 on the board to tie it up here. Starting off quick. Get it to Jess Johnson, captain of this Angels team, Pompanino. You've seen her foot a couple times if you've been tuned in. She is not shy to let it fly from the back row. There was 1 blue card awarded to Brenna Musser earlier. Dangerous moments there as Bruno tries to get at the end of that ball. But that 1 blue card was awarded to Brenna Musser at the final minute and 30 seconds in the third quarter, so nothing was able to come out of that play for the Angels. Johnson goes wide, shot again, and that one's high and wide as well. But dangerous as Baker was on the floor. Wary of a shot getting shown. Shot on the floor, in the back of the net, and scored. So a couple different players one. McKenzie was lurking number 6, but it was an original shot off, I believe number 9, Sarah Martin. And I believe it was probably McKenzie to get at the end of that ball, as you've seen the replay there.
Yeah, we're guaranteed for you.
Jessica Kennedy looks like she's going to start it off. Couple players switch it on and off for Zoo City FC. Got Maria Maurer and Brenna Musser back on the field.
On the assist? Thank you.
So it's actually Batista assisting on that last goal for the Angels. Musser finds some type of pathway, gets it to Bolin. Bolin now in the back row. Get it to Jalen Van Valkenburg. Baker way off her line. Finds the middle. But that gets broken up. She's going to have to be quick to get back onto her line. McKenzie tries to feed Johnson. And almost scoops it up, and somehow Baker's able to come out of that alive. Maurer sends it forward. Connects into the corner. Off the body of Pompanino. Tries to go near post. Kennedy's involved as well down there. McKenzie. More to be done, more to be had. Still 12 minutes of game time here. As Nasty sends it forward. Van Valkenburg is going to get it to the feet of Baker. Baker is going to find Musser. Musser almost has 3. Splits a couple, lets it fly. Shot again by Maurer and just high. You can hear the whole bench kind of grimace as Kennedy tries to get a shot off, but Bruno utilizes the body, and then a save by Nassie. Off the shot, that is Jalen Van Valkenburg. And the handball is going to be called on Van Valkenburg. As Bruno quickly tries to attack, gets around 1. Baker with the foot save. Baker has come up with some amazing saves as Piper Winnemar gets at the end of that ball. Piper driving, shot off near post. Not enough on it as Musser gets the shot off and saved by Nassie. A bit of like a corner kick here for Sioux City FC to try to make something happen. Falls all the way back to Baker.
Keeper.
Baker in the other way. Maurer to Musser. Musser uses the wall to get it to Maurer. Maurer to Kennedy. Kennedy tries to get it off the wall. Turned by Maurer. Saved by Nassie. Tangled up with Pompanino, and Pompanino's on the floor. Bruno has to try to leave it off to Sarah Martin as she had 3 on her. Using that midfield section pretty well. Martin with some room, but it gets stripped away. Musser tries to do a slip ball through, still finds the feet of Kennedy. Kennedy one-on-one, saved by Nassie. So Nassie showing while she's starting at goal. Coming out with a couple of saves so far. Pompanino back on her feet and well. Shot off and high. So it's been just an onslaught of attacks on both sides. Really, Sioux City FC is getting a couple off into this fourth quarter, and yet they are unable to get into the back of the net. Saleatai Baker at goal. Came in for Jordan Hartman yesterday night in the game against Summit City. Johnson tries to split a couple to get it to McKenzie. Doesn't work out. Bruns gets it to Maritza Miranda. Maritza Miranda gets it to Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg lets the shot off. Saved by Nassie. Couple of people everywhere. And I wish I could tell you what just happened right there, but it was just players going left and right there. Maritza Miranda was involved. Jalen Van Valkenburg was involved. Diana Hurtado was probably involved. I mean, just so much on the floor and wide. A nice idea. Hurtado or Bruns, and still not able to find the back of the net. Bolin tries to connect with Van Valkenburg. That gets stripped by Johnson. Bruno dealing with the pressure that is Maritza Miranda.
Are you looking for a trainer? Yeah. Yeah, she's down here sitting in the...
Bruno, she faces off against Maritza Miranda, and Miranda doing all the jobs right. Falls to the feet of Nassi, who has come up with some crazy saves, and she gets a shot on attempt there. Some goalie-on-goalie crime, you might say, as Baker's able to come up with a save there. Hurtado with some pressure on her back. And right now, it's just the New Jersey Angels winning in the midfield. That's really costing this Sioux City FC team. Jess Johnson skimmed the top of the net.
I think middle line.
It's going to be restarted at the middle line.
At the dot.
Just waiting for a restart here. Number 9 behind the ball, Sarah Martin. Couple of movements. Jess Johnson lets the shot off and just wide, and Baker unable to get to it as well.
Last night, Bill said that pretty much anything, we don't necessarily have to whistle if they want to go quick. So that's what I thought.
Couple of players falling to the floor as Emma Bolin takes a tumble. Some movement in the midfield, a little bit quiet right now, as Jess Johnson might wake it up. Baker with a nice save. Again, Baker once more coming out with another save. And then it clips the netting, so it's going to be Sioux City possession. A nice breath of fresh air for them. You know, and I want to do a correction in that back line right now for the New Jersey Angels. And I'll do it in a second, but Emma Bolin able to break it up, goes behind the back, dealing with some pressure. Goncalves, number 4, that's the correction I wanted to make. I was confusing her with another player, but Goncalves, number 4, for the New Jersey Angels, getting caught up there as well. Van Valkenburg, a nice job breaking up that one. Gets caught up with Bruno, though. And now they're going the opposite way. Batista met with Maritza Miranda. Batista feeds the middle. Bruno, save by Baker. How many times have I said that in this fourth quarter?
That way they don't hear you.
Now, some movement, tries to go behind the back. Doesn't work out. Again, using the wall. And just high for Bruno. And high again. Couple of subs coming on for Sioux City. As Wennemar steps onto the field, as well as Cora Henke. And Henke has been doing her job every time she comes onto that field. Bronze finding, connects with Hadaway, and still nothing yet as Bronze chases it down, falls to the feet of Henke. Henke sends it all the way forward. Nassi now comes out of goal to clear that one. Wennemar gets it to the feet of Baker before Baker just refeeds her. Henke met with one. Still some movement. Fancy footwork from Batista. Batista still fighting, shot off. Body blocked by Cora Henke. Piper Wennemar has one on her back. And it was Bruno that got the shot off, but also took a fall after. All the way forward to Morgan Hadaway. Hadaway tries to turn, but has a lot of pressure on her. Trying to connect. Looked like originally with Nadia Anzaldúa. Nothing yet. Page loses it to Bruno. Piper Winnemar took her time. Nice footwork there as she faces off against Ashley Batista. Winnemar sends it forward, intended for Anzaldúa. Anzaldúa trying to strip it away from Bruno, and does. That's just what she provides. Unable to maintain possession, Dana Young, as the shot is off by Batista. It was blocked either way. Henke, foot save by Baker. Baker comes out of the air and grabs it out of the air. They call the timeout before the 4-second count. Because remember, there is that 4-second rule for goalkeepers. If they gain possession, they can only hold on to the ball for a maximum of 4 seconds. Or not, they have to flip possession. And we're going to get a quick injury timeout here as Baker's still on the floor. Again, I will say, Baker is the only goalie that is capable right now for this Sioux City FC side. So really, they're just hoping she gets up, maybe some cramping. Looks like she's shaking her head like she is not wanting to step off, but having some trouble. Good to see her getting up. So some work to be done here as Sioux City FC is falling 3 goals short.
For the first time.
Still trying to kind of break the netting. They've had a couple good looks. I mean, Jessica Kennedy really applying pressure has been working out for her, but really this New Jersey Angels team has just woken up and is phenomenal. You're looking at their goal average, you're looking at their goal differential, even their power play percentage, right? And it just, you're not thinking, okay, they're going to come in, letting all these types of shots off or looking this confident coming into a new arena, into a new place that is not your home team or not someone that you faced before, and yet they come in with all the confidence and start scoring shots.
You gotta check that out. Yeah, she got blood. Jeremy's on it.
And then it also looks like Van Valkenburg is going to get checked out by the trainer. Has a little bit of a nosebleed maybe going on. So a couple different things going on during this injury timeout as Baker is still very slow to get up. I almost wonder who would come into goal for Baker. You got a couple tall options, but not many. I feel like Van Valkenburg would be the tallest. Maybe Bruns. So not 100% sure on who is going to have to come in for Baker if she's unable to get up. I remind you of a couple different things, though, as we're still during this injury timeout. Specifically, don't forget to tune in and follow Sioux City FC on all social media platforms. You can pretty much follow Sioux City FC basically off the team name on any platform. You go on to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook even. Type in Sioux City FC, give it a follow. Stay tuned for the Women of the Match that gets announced after every game. And we'll be announcing yesterday's as well on there, so stay tuned. A couple of great players. Musser, now as they restart game, Maurer connects with Kennedy, and now Musser chasing it down. Nasty gets in there. In the danger zone. On the floor with Maurer. Gets it up, Brenna Musser. Musser tries to turn. A nice tackle. Van Valkenburg leaves it off to Baker. You can tell Baker's in a little bit of pain. On the floor and wide. Saved by Baker. And it just looks like she's kind of caring about one of her legs, maybe a knee. Gets into the netting. And it's going to be Sioux City FC ball here. Under a minute left into this one.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Van Valkenburg, as Sioux City tries to at least get one more in this one. Loses it in the middle here. Still building. Lets it fly. Body blocked by Boland. Baker comes out of goal and still is able to get to the ball. It was Batista that kind of let that earlier shot off. Down the line. And 27 seconds on the clock. 6-3 score. Sioux City FC looking to get one more into this one. Van Valkenburg behind the ball. Has a couple of options. Has Boland at the top of the key. Goes short.
Clearance.
And cleared. That's going to be a defensive clearance. And it only drops the time on the clock by 3 seconds. Boland goes to the side. Brenna Musser now. Still nothing as they have to fall back.
Good.
Baker leaves it off to Boland. 8 seconds on the clock. Tries to get a feed off the wall to Jessica Kennedy.
2,
And
1, 0.
that is going to be the final whistle
11.
of this game. 6-3 score. I got a couple things to take you through just so you can get a recap of the game, but overall, not the game that Sioux City FC wanted to play. Started to come alive in that third quarter. I kind of wish they could extend that third quarter into the fourth. Either way, a couple of different things to look at here.
We're going out.
They got a couple shots. Attempts here. New Jersey with 39 and Kalamazoo with 23. So as you can tell, just by that scoreline alone, you could just tell that this New Jersey team was doing their job defensively. They were able to block out these shots. They were able to stop these plays before they were happening. Really nice work there defensively by New Jersey. And then, again, we can take you through your scorers. You got Sarah Martin that made it 6-3. That was the final goal, right? And then you got Jalen Van Valkenburg credited for the third goal of Kalamazoo. Second goal was Jessica Kennedy, and the first goal was Jessica Kennedy again. And that just goes to show the type of player that Jessica Kennedy is, always putting everything on the line. Go over to who scored for this New Jersey side. Let me tell you, Jackie Bruno 1, Jackie Bruno 2, Jackie Bruno 3, Jackie Bruno 4. Then Pompanino Strout is going to be the fifth goal, with the sixth being Sarah Martin. Those are your scorers. That is your score line. 6-3 here in Let's Play Soccer. I remind you there's a game at 1 p.m. with the New Jersey Angels against Summit City from Fort Wayne. But that pretty much wraps it up here. I remind you, my name is Maya Pasillas, the home game broadcaster for Sioux City FC. And don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for that 1 p.m. game. We'll see you guys in the next one.
I assume so.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.